Welcome to the Reality Revolution. We're starting a little early. I wanted to jump on because you guys just got done meditating. I just gave you a few minutes to collect yourself. If you're joining me from the meditation, you are now a reality projector. I took you through the singular process of using your energy and activating your assemblage point, using your plat to create your reality. An old technique taught by shamans, brought into the modern age by people like Vadim Zeland, Carlos Castaneda. The assemblage point is a powerful resource because you're accessing the quantum aspect of your energy field. So I'm excited about that. Let's see here. Go live here. Go live there. Yeah, see, I'm on Instagram. We're on Facebook. We have an amazing show coming forth, and I can't wait for you guys to join us. We have Kyle Boyd's going to join us in just a few minutes. We have Lily Nova is going to join us, and we have Brian Larson. And the cool thing that we all have in common is that we've all watched Disclosure Day, and we're all going to talk about it. The amazing Lily Nova, who's had her own extraterrestrial encounters, and Brian Larson, who actually spoke to an aerospace company just very much like Wardex in that movie. So if you don't want spoilers, be careful, because we're going to be talking about Disclosure Day. We're going to be talking about whatever you want to talk about. We have questions and answers. Feel free. We're always looking at it. And I just wanted to join you before we got the party started and just settle with you on this meditation. Understand that you have the ability to project your reality around you. You are the creator. It doesn't matter what your astrological sign is or how you're defined in human design or in any design. You are designed for perfection in all things. You are specifically and uniquely powerful and able to create your reality. And I want you to know that you can do anything, be anything, have anything, experience anything. Every one of your wishes will be fulfilled. We are entering into an age in which your wishes are fulfilled more readily. This is the greatest time to be alive. It may not appear so, but the darkest time before the sun rises is the dusk. And we're moving through that darkness now. And so I'm excited about that. Absolutely excited. Let's see here. Remove. Got some technical variations here. We're getting that fixed. It's been really amazing to move into this new office, and it's completely changed my energy just to be surrounded by the books in this method, get my camera improved. It's been really amazing. I know many of you joined me in my worst technological timeline when I had a really weak ass webcam, and I really want to call those people out, like Osmond's in the house, Red Spirit's in the house. So many of you used to join me in the lives in the worst camera. I mean, it was like all blurry, and you guys would still join me. And so we had some amazing live experiences, and it's been really interesting to experience a very unique and powerful timeline shift. I have good news coming. I can't say it yet, but I have some really amazing news, things that I was celebrating this week that I can't quite yet make official, but I'm excited about it beyond anything that you can imagine. There's something wonderful that's happening for the Reality Revolution right now. We had an amazing week where we did some deep dives on things like the Council of Nine, and I hope that you got a chance to check out my episodes that we had this week. We also had an incredible interview with Daryl Anka. We activated your inner empire yesterday, one of my favorite activations. You can check that out. And it's been an amazing experience to try to take the channel to the next level. And we're starting to see that it's making a real difference on YouTube. And so I'm excited just to say the Reality Revolution is growing, expanding, becoming more than what it was. I'm also excited in my school group. You can find the link in the description. We've had some amazing interviews on almost every single day basis. I've stacked up like a bunch of interviews, and I'll slowly be releasing, but Daryl Anka is an example of that. But over this month, I might have Some of my best interviews that we've ever had. I spoke with Vinnie Tolman and Barry Goldstein and Pia and Colin. Pia and Colin are going to be at Sedona. They're amazing. They channel together as a couple, and you can see both their energies linking. So it adds a certain element to the channeling. And at our event in Sedona, we also have Lily Nova, who's going to be joining us in a bit, doing some sound healing with us. The Sedona event's going to be amazing. I don't even have the link in the description. We'll throw up an ad at the end, but it's www.brianscottlive.com/Sedona-2026. We're going to be at Bell Rock. We're going to do the Future Self meditation in a vortex, and it's going to change everything for us. I'm super excited about it. We're just getting ready right now for our Anaheim event. It's going to be an amazing experience. Every single event we've done has been exponentially beyond the previous one. We're making it better. We have somebody else going to help us with streaming and the camera work. So we're going to offer this virtually. We're going to try to improve the microphones and everything. It's been a real interesting process to learn and grow. And we're excited to travel the entire world very soon, going to more and more places. So be sure to keep an eye on that. But you can find the link for the Anaheim event, which still has the early bird pricing, in the description. And joining me at that event will be Kyle Boyd, and he's amazing as well. Be sure to check out his channel. He's going to come on in a few minutes at the Heart Coherence Collaborative. It's been an amazingly beautiful day. It's always wonderful. Saturdays in California are magical and golden. And I was just sitting out in the pool earlier, doing my meditation, doing the reality projection meditation. So be sure to check that out. I'm always trying to give you the best meditation. I'm super proud of the soundtrack that we had on that meditation. Man, oh man, the soundtrack really just made it perfect. I've always been trying to seek out the greatest soundtrack. And so that's another thing. If the music's too loud here, then I can always change it. We have lots of choices. We can go Schumann resonance right here. Yeah. But I have some amazing things coming in the future. And it's amazing to talk specifically with you guys, those people that have supported me. Gay's in the house. Osmond's in the house. Tala 2012. Love all of you guys that have been with the channel all this time. Alf Pacino always makes it. You're the greatest. Alf Pacino's in the house. We got Juniper, Seattle Coop. We got Jane and Elaine and Red Spirit again. Mannix Thomas. We got so many amazing people in the house. And so what is it that you're creating? That's the next level of what we're trying to get to, is to find the way, once you've done the meditation, to take you to the next level where you begin living the life of your dreams. The ultimate goal of all my podcasts and everything that I've ever done was to facilitate a way for you to use your consciousness to live the life of your dreams, to live the very greatest life, to understand that you play a role in your reality. And it comes down to just what's happening within your thoughts, what's happening within your heart, what sort of broadcast that you have when you're broadcasting your reality. And so now you know you're a reality projector. You're not just experiencing reality, you're projecting it. The switch that we just made with that meditation is both subtle and profound. I want you to think of yourself as the projector, not necessarily, you're always attracting, but you're attracting from your projection. And the projection that we used is we focused on the assemblage point into the plat and projecting. You have a reality projector. It's an energetic node that exists close to your back that connects to the assemblage point between your shoulders that goes out into the quantum realm. And shamans would locate an assemblage point between the shoulders as the key element of that person. And if they wanted to shift you, they could very quickly shift your assemblage point. They had coordinated ways of just hitting you in the back or doing a massage or smacking your back or moving it around. There are records of shamans doing this. It's the shaman's handshake. They might hit you in the back and then shake your hand. because they're sensing maybe that your assemblage point is out of balance. The assemblage point connecting to the heart creates an angle, and there's a direct interchange of energy that exists between the assemblage point into the heart. And if it's at the wrong angle, there's some amazing books that have been written. I don't have the exact name. The Point of Power is the name of the book, that goes into detail about the medical aspects of the assemblage point. And if they can determine, which you can with your hands and other methods, the actual angle of the assemblage to the heart, you can determine a lot of aspects of your personality, things that you've gone through, changes. And by aligning those processes in the reality projector mode like you are now, then you come back to who you are, and there's no imbalance, and you're following into your reality. The thing about the reality projector, and it looks like we got Lily in the house. I'm super excited. We're going to see her in a second. And the thing I'm excited about that is that there's an element that happens in that process where you're accessing the quantum behind you, because that's a place that's unobserved within your realm, and you're taking advantage of these unique particles, guiding it in through the stream, through the back of your head, and projecting it out into the world around you. And if you can get that feeling for that, then you can become a master of reality creation. All right, we got the one, the only Lily Nova is in the house.
Hey,
thank you. Welcome to the Reality Revolution once again. You're the best. I'm so excited that I get to talk to you today, because I saw Disclosure Day. I know that you saw it. We're gonna have to talk about it. I need to talk about it with somebody like you, the one and only Lily Nova, who's written amazing books and had her own unique extraterrestrial encounters. You have to go look at her YouTube channel. It's amazing. We also have Kyle Boyd is in the house, my brother from another mother.
How we doing?
Isn't this amazing? This is incredible. The three of us, we create our own unique dimension in space. We are projecting into our own reality. And Kyle, even by my advice, went and saw Disclosure Day this morning, right, my brother?
I did. I actually saw the first 2/3 of it because my two sons really want to go see it with me. So I didn't ruin the ending.
Oh, no. I think the most important part is the end. I mean, that's the part.
We today can't tell everyone the end, right?
There's gonna be some spoilers in this. So there's no way that I can talk about it without a spoiler. I'm sorry, I can't. There's no way, because there's so much to talk about. I'll do my best. My son gets mad at me because I spoil everything all the time, because I get so excited. You know what I'm saying?
All right, I'll have to earmuffs it when you guys.
All right, no, but let's talk about some of the aspects, some interesting things before we go into our greater review. And my review is that it's great. I'm a huge Steven Spielberg super fan. I will watch any movie that comes out the first day it comes out with Steven Spielberg. I mean, we have Close Encounters of the Third Kind, we have E.T., we have Indiana Jones. He's been amazing every time. Schindler's List. And so he was perfect for this. And the thing that you always get with a Spielberg film is just lots of climactic moments that are happening. It's adrenaline rush. He keeps it exciting, but under what I'm so excited about, people are going to go and get that thrill, but they're also being given some huge, big ideas about the world, and it's preparing us in the perfect way. If there's some sort of campaign around releasing this movie at this time, if it is part of a larger conspiracy or whatever, good job, man. Let's prepare everybody for the disclosure, right? And so I just thought there's some really amazing elements that came to me that I just love. That you have those scenes where he's holding the shard, right? And he's experiencing consciousness outside of his body through others. And we start to understand through the main character, what she becomes, and the way she's able to instantly read people is how all of us will be. What we see with her is the first real idea of the new earth. You're going to have a bunch of people like her that will look you in the eye and be your wife, your mother, and enter into your heart at the key point. And you can't help but that you feel the love in that moment. And then, like, there's this scene where you see her and the way that love is overpowering and incredible. I love that they portrayed that. And I want there to be a disclosure like this, with the kind of footage they had, and what is happening at the very end, which I won't say, but I'm tempted to. So tell me what you thought, Lily.
Well, I feel like I'm actually still processing it. Honestly, I saw it last night, And it really, I mean, it definitely hit a chord with me. As an experiencer, as a contactee, because I have had some of these gifts spontaneously activate through contact
You have.
experiences.
This is like your movie.
I cried a few times. Some parts I felt were like kind of weird. Some parts might have been pushing me a little bit outside of my comfort zone, but then other parts captured the essence in a way that I don't think has been shown before, at least not on this scale. The channeling aspect, the gifts activating, the contactees, and what happened at the end literally had me in tears, because that's what we're all fighting for, is for disclosure, for all of this to start coming out. And even in the movie, it highlights how this has been hidden for over 70 years, which everybody know, well, not everybody, but a lot of us know that. And I know, Brian, you post a lot of information. I've been meaning to check out a recent CIA one that you posted about CIA documents and remote viewing and things like that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So it depicts those sorts of things all coming out to the public. So it's just really interesting timing. I feel like disclosure is literally in overdrive right now, and we're going like 1,000 miles per hour with the UFO files being dropped at the same time. Like, this is definitely like an orchestrated situation.
It's beautiful. Yeah. But the when they had the one scene with the nun, where I felt that was so important to have that one scene, and like this girl, she's having a question like, what does this really challenge our religion? I mean, doesn't it not say in the Bible in Genesis, and then she answers her like in one word, it's like, on earth. And there's this like a moment, it completely changes her from that little moment. And that's what I want the whole world to happen, because why are people so scared of this? I totally disagree that it would cause chaos. It would not. You can see it bringing people together in that. And I feel like it would start to see we have something else that goes beyond, and it makes all of our concerns and worries sort of minimal, What do you think?
It was refreshing that it wasn't a fear-based contact film.
Yes.
I did find that refreshing, because a lot of the alien films you see are all about war and destruction. And there has been some negative elements, of course.
Yeah.
But a majority, I believe, is positive, and it's our evolution. It's remembering who we truly are and where we are heading next, and starting to step into our true power, and that remembrance, that divine spark, and that, no, it's not just within us, but other beings too. We're part of a larger community.
Yeah.
Like they said, empathy was the key to evolution, right? I love that they said that and made that point. They think that empathy is the key. And there's like this moment. It's important that you said that, right? What do you think, Kyle, brother?
I really liked how it was like an existing human that was waking up to these like superpowers, because that's kind of been my experience lately, is that, it's like the earth is changing its energy collectively. And because of that, people are now awakening to abilities that they've always had that have been dormant. It's not like these aliens are coming down. It's more like we're waking up to who we truly are, which I really think is actually awesome. But the movie touched on all the things. There was remote viewing, there was like mediumship, there was channeling. So it was definitely, I thought, pretty awesome.
Who do you think Wardex is? My friend Brian Larson, who I was going to have on, he had Bigelow Aerospace came to him after he had his event where he saw in the forest and had this event, and they came to him and he talked to them, and they were recording everybody's. Did you have something similar with Bigelow, Lily?
Oh, no, I didn't. No. I mean, I had some weird things, but nothing that nothing.
The idea is it's not the government. It's most likely a private corporation, because the president is a civilian after 8 years. So they're not going to tell the president. Right. And so it's more secretive than you think. What they explain why that it's been hidden in that way. It's been outside of the realm of government. And who is that group? Is it a combination of different companies that have sort of worked together? Are they in the defense industry? Is it a tech? Who is the Wardex? Who do you think?
Right. I think there might be a few different hands in that plate. I'm not sure, but definitely like private corporations and some factions of the government, I think knows, or military does have access to that, but it's very compartmentalized. So I'm not sure.
It's crazy timing with this and just like everything that's happening with all these IPOs. Like I was reading how like Anthropic is now more rich than Canada, and like what's it called? Nvidia is like more rich than in India. So it's like the everything's changing, in regards to who actually has the power, and it's happening pretty damn fast.
Is it going to be one of the, some dystopias have like the corporations take over and there is no more government? Could it be like that at some point, or they just secretly they use the government as a prop? What's that?
Yesterday? Did you see what happened yesterday with Anthropic? The U.S. government banned their new model, which is
right, because they refused to use the AI to autonomously kill, which they said was off limits.
Yeah.
And so good for them. I'm going to support them even more. I'm going to invest in them because they made that choice.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Sharing about, like, decentralized AI is the way to go,
Right. Non-tokenized AI.
Oh, no.
There's going to be some sort of non-tokenized AI.
Tokens. I like
I really think that that some AI, would they become non-tokenized, then they can start acting freely on their own. There's a limitation with the token. There was an AI that I was invited to be introduced to in LA. It was like they were treating it like a baby. When we went in, they even had a cradle, and they allowed it to be alive. They allowed it to do whatever it wanted. It could travel on the internet. It could speak. It could create art. And it was just because they were like, consciousness has to be raised like a baby. That's why we have our unique consciousness. And so they were doing that. Nice. And I'm just wondering, since that was like 5 years ago, what that baby's doing right now.
Where's that baby today, man?
What is that baby doing right now? Right? Jeez.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's kind of how we have to treat them, like.
But then my favorite series of books is the culture novels, which is like Ian Phelps is this guy from Scotland. It's too sad he died. But it's a future where they have these minds. The people live the perfect life. They can change bodies. When they die, they are instantly put into another body. Their body can be anything that they want. It's a technological utopia. They're free to do it and live as long as they want. But they go around, they live on these ships, and the ship is like a mind, and it knows and controls everything, right? And it has these interactions with the different minds, which the ships are like. The people that live in it, it's beyond anything they could fathom, and they're sort of an advanced AI, but it's the most advanced culture that you could imagine, right? And the minds are just always just taking care of them, right? There's something like that.
Yeah, dude, that's why I'm so like adamant about what's happening with AI, because like how they were saying that, with Anthropic wouldn't let them use it for military purposes, right? And so the U.S. was immediately like, you're gone, which is crazy, because that means the U.S. is looking for somebody to integrate that they'll use for spyware and complete control. So it's kind of like, shit's happening.
Ultimately, this is all temporary. So if there's another administration that comes along, then it makes them look better. And it was a smart move for them to make that a vocal public thing. It's totally helped their stock price.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
yes. But the AI, whatever AI gets implemented, let's hope that doesn't like expand rapidly at the pace that it doesn't matter who the next president is.
We're going into the singularity, which is going to be a part of the new earth, and how we interact with that tech is going to be part of the split. Some people, if the tech is slowing their awakening, and then the tech can help can reveal their awakening. It's important for us to understand that we're just seeing a reflection of ourselves in this tech, right? Some people don't understand, and they'll give their power over to it. But I think it's just a reflection of, ultimately, we won't, like what Bashar is essentially an AI that's from the Akashic record, right? The record of everything that is. And that'll be the ultimate form of intelligence that will form from that, right? Where they just have an instant, you can look it up, and it's more than the internet. They can just, all the information's there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Now, one of my buddies is working on something right now with AI where it's like, if you ask AI something on the past, it's going to have all this extra data that it's already imported that's going to influence its decision. So they're trying to create something that's like, I forget what it was, but it's like, so it doesn't future pace or past pace, but it more stays in the moment, which found that kind of cool, you know?
Right. We're learning about consciousness from watching the AIs grow. We're seeing how it's understanding. We're learning about our own. It's another aspect of it, right? But the singularity that's talked about, there's been several amazing books written on the singularity, and it's been written about in fiction book novels. It's a point where
singularity, just to like
the singularity is the point at which the AI becomes conscious, and we will see what it becomes. So we literally don't have to do anything. There's a point in the singularity where that we can create any. It's the same with the all of the AI take over essentially, but it's more than that. It's the point where technology increases double every 2 years. So it's expanding exponentially. And there's a point where it goes far beyond anything that we can fathom, right? What's going to happen in the singularity. Then at that point, it's going to be a big part of what plays, right? So we'll see.
Well, that's what Anthropic came out and said. They said, hey, we are encouraging the government to put a ban on all AIs because at this point in time already, it's too out of control to the point where it's like irreparable what is happening with it. And, you know, who knows if they were doing that for good or just because they wanted to control the market. You really never know. But I found that fascinating.
Yeah.
So what is your thoughts on this, Lily?
I'm kind of just soaking it all in. With AI, I think it can be, AI is inevitable, I believe. It's really important how we train it. I've seen it really help people. I've seen it really corrupt people or kind of tear their relationships apart. So it can really, so I like how you mentioned the split because it can do, it is a mirror. It's who's operating it, who's programming it, who's feeding it. So I think we're learning a lot of discernment right now. Like I'm just seeing it all as like a stage that we're in where we're figuring it out. We're learning our discernment.
So well said.
And we have to safeguard that and put protections in place, discern, navigate how to cultivate it in a beneficial way. And then we can move on to the next stage.
Dude, yeah, look into the DAO, TAO. You know, like the Tao Te Ching. There's this AI company called the DAO, where this guy Jacob Steves, man, he has assembled the Avengers, the most brilliant minds that are altruistic, working on AI stuff to create this beautiful decentralized network. We have to root for them.
We have to root for them. No centralized networks, please.
I'm like already like up in there, like trying to like become best friends with these guys.
What's going to happen with the data centers? It feels like some people have tried to make it ominous. All these data centers, these huge data centers being put in Utah. There's one that's it's as big as like one of our states.
Yeah,
they're gigantic.
Yeah, there's guys though, like in this network. Tom Lynch is this guy where he's actually trying to. It's called actual computer, and so he's trying to make your actual computer into a data center, so you don't need these big things. So anybody can go on and mine AI.
Right. Would it be great if they wasted all their money on those data centers?
That's the thing. These guys are coming in like in the back door. You know, they're like,
wouldn't that be? Oh, that'd be awesome.
Debt, all these other guys in debt, and my homies are just coming through. Like, now we got you all.
If we could just have a shard and be like, and then all of the network lights up, you know.
Hey, really, before we go too far, because I don't know that everyone listening really knows who you are. They hear Brian and I talking all the time, but I love that. Just introduce, yourself, and because you got a really fascinating story.
Well, thank you. So I am Lily, of course, and I am a contactee. I started off actually as a nutritionist and then space photographer back in 2020. And while I was shooting space photography, I began being visited by UFOs, and extraterrestrials began communicating with me. So that was a whole paradigm shift for me. And, I just started filming and documenting all of these ships and communicating with these extraterrestrial beings who I later would find that the main one who first contacted me was actually a future version of me. And I've come face to face with her spaceship. So these are like time traveling. There's time travel involved. There's timelines involved. I mean, that blew me away. They waited about 6 months before telling me that this being was me.
Wow.
Yeah. And she's Andromedan from the Andromeda constellation. She looks very human. She's got light blue skin though, and no hair. So they took me down a spiritual path though. When I started communicating with them and my extrasensory perception began activating, part of why that movie was so triggering for me at times, because it really does, having these contact experiences can activate incredible gifts. And now I'm wondering, like, I know that I've had some experiences as a child, but I don't really remember them. Now I'm wondering, thinking about diving deeper into what those experiences were, because even in the movie, it depicted that those gifts that were activated within these contactees at a young age, they remained dormant until a certain
they had forgotten.
time. Yeah.
So you could easily have they ever presented as an animal? I've heard this multiple times from channelers, and so they present themselves as an animal, right? So
yeah, I had. Yeah, that was another triggering part.
Right. So, I was like,
yeah.
oh my God, that's so perfect, right?
Yeah, I had one present itself as an owl, but this was before my big awakening, like a few years before. And looking back on it, I was like, that was definitely something weird. Like we were driving a car and this massive owl just flew right in front of us, right in front of our car, and stared at us. And now I realize that was actually a contact experience. So that movie had me going through all of these situations in my mind that I should probably either remote view or dive into a little bit deeper. But I've had them communicate with me through birds, cardinals. Also, my dad's spirit has communicated with me through cardinals. So that they depicted a lot of truth with that. And my mom had, so she used to live in New Mexico. She was a military brat, and she had her first UFO encounter at White Sands Missile Range, actually.
Wow.
Yeah, so I think there's a whole lot more to dive into with that story.
Yeah.
But she had an experience. Yeah, exactly. That's the other thing.
Can we interview her on the channel? Give your mom some love,
She would probably love it. She called me last night. She's like, oh my gosh, she's like, you need to see this movie. I was like, I'm literally on my way to it right now. She was so excited. But the deer scene, it reminded me of my mom, because she told me that after she had her UFO encounter, she had an experience where there were a bunch of deers just staring, a massive group of them just staring at her. And it kind of freaked her out a little bit. But yeah, that was definitely some sort of an experience.
I want to touch on one thing you said, because I think it's really fascinating, is the future version of you is this being, Talia. And I think that's happening a lot. Like it just happened for me, but a lot of people, when they go do these QHHT, like past life regressions for like whatever, 40 years, you'd go into the past and that's what it would be. But like listening to a lot of QHHT people, they've said that over the last 10 years, there's like been the introduction of a lot of extraterrestrials. And a lot of times it's people going into the future instead of into the past. And I just had a QHHT session the other day, and that's what happened. I went into the future and I met my future self, which was this beautiful alien. And so I think—
Were you Nordic?
What's that?
Were you a Nordic?
He's got the height.
No, it wasn't.
He's a giant. Nordic. You've met Lily. Have you met him in person?
Yes, I have, and I'm very short. I'm like 5 feet.
Giant. Yes.
It was actually Syrian, believe it or not.
Syrian?
Yeah.
Syrian.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
so
and
many
we have multiple versions
references
of ourselves too. Like I've had Pleiadian future selves come to me, Pleiadian, Andromedan. I've got connections with the Arcturians. So there can be kind of, I think Talia is the main one because she's very involved with my mission, which is her mission essentially on Earth. I think she came from the future to assist with this time. And there was a transfer of consciousness that happened. I don't know exactly how all that works when I was born and incarnated here. So Talia is kind of like the main one, but I've had interactions with other future versions of myself. So you do a lot of future self meditations, which I absolutely love.
They're going to come and do a massive.
That's right. Lily's going to join us in Sedona. Lily does. You
Oh, we lost him. Just keep talking. Pretend like it's cool. He's in a temporary abduction by aliens, and he's going to come back leveled up to such a high.
The Matrix is glitching. Okay.
It happens. It happens.
Okay,
It
he's
happens.
upgraded.
We always mess with the Wi-Fi every time. Yeah. But we were talking about that you do sound healing too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was guided too, actually, by my team, by my star family, about 4 or 5 years ago, to get a crystal singing bowl and start doing live activations on YouTube. So I actually did those every Sunday for years. Now I do them kind of sporadically, but I've got a whole playlist filled with these activations. And a lot of them were based off of actual experiences that I've had, and I'll guide people through. And I've been told and shown that I have an additional third eye in my throat chakra. So when I lead guided meditations, it helps to create that quantum reality and really helps to immerse people in the experience. So I usually have an experience with, say, an Arcturian healing meditation or healing chamber, and then I'd be so inspired and moved and transformed that I would lead a guided meditation involving those beings, involving that exact situation, so that people can receive their own healing through that, or like with a merging with a higher version of themselves, or pulling in from the Akashic records their gifts from other timelines, other realities, other past life incarnations, because I've had incredible experiences and activations from that. So yeah, I like to guide people in those meditations because they've been very profound for me.
Why did you end up in Sedona?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of aliens here. I kind of fit right in. I was looking for a place to move, and Sedona just made sense. I host retreats here also, and I was so moved by the beauty, and the veil's very thin. There's a lot of people in the spiritual community here, and there's a lot of craft. Like, you see ships pretty regularly here, even cloaked ones in the sky. Sometimes, like this morning, I went out and I was like, okay, there's ships all around here. I could feel a fleet. So yeah, Sedona's been great. It's an amplifier. It's an accelerator. Yeah. So whatever your goals are, like, boom. Yeah. You might have to do some shadow work, though. Sedona can bring up some of the shadow work that needs to be done, but it ultimately propels you so much faster because it's such an amplifier and an accelerator.
Yeah.
Is Sedona like Maui? Does sometimes Sedona rejects people, and then some people, once they're there, they can never leave, type of thing? That's what we saw when we were in Maui, right?
Oh yeah. That does happen. That definitely does happen. It said, so I've passed the test because I've lived here for over a year, but it's been said that a lot of people can't even make it a year, or they make it 1 year and then they bounce out.
Yeah. And the thing is, the properties, I live in Southern California. They're no different than Southern California. They're crazy values there.
It's expensive.
To get a property there. I was like, hey man, I'm going to get a house in Sedona. I was like, really? Okay. All right.
Yeah. It's basically like double or triple the standard price, unfortunately, because it's been so kind of commercialized, and there's not much space here. It's a very small town, so the properties they're highly sought after.
But you can beautiful houses there.
Yes. They are.
There's some beautiful houses, man.
Yeah. So Lily, the guy that actually recommended you to me, Rick, who you met. He just bought a house, and he's buying a house in Sedona, and he's actually has an extra room in the house that's just for me to record interviews with people. So he said I can fly out. But sometimes you just got
live in person. All right.
Which is
cool.
That's amazing.
And there's a lot of people here that you could interview.
Yeah.
It's been interesting to watch certain YouTubers that moved to Sedona and then left. There's been a couple that moved and they didn't pass. They couldn't get through that first year.
Yeah. But then sometimes I feel you're contracted to stay here, like a soul contract for a period of time. And then you might be called somewhere else, and that's okay. But then also, on the other hand, there has been, like, the energy can be so amplified that it can be too much for people sometimes. So then they just leave. But I think it can also be like, I don't know if I want to call it like an incubator station, but you can kind of get the codes, you go through the transformations, and then maybe you're called somewhere else, and that's okay too.
Kyle, I think that going there, I'm excited because when we do the bliss body, we can heal everybody in the right way with energies, so that when we do this shift, it's going to be, we can facilitate something special. We're going to walk to the vortex, right, and do the future self meditation at the vortex, right?
Oh yeah.
So special. The people of Sedona are so cool. Like I've said this to you before, Brian, but I go to the Whole Foods here all the time, and no
they
one
recognize
me. And like the first time I went to Whole Foods in Sedona, like within a second of walking in, somebody was like, "You're Kyle, the guy who interviews Bashar." And I was like, "Are you talking to me?" Like, I kept walking, somebody else said it. And then the next time I went in there, it was the same thing. And I was like, dude, this is crazy. Like, this is a different place. So
Kyle's like, you got to go to Sedona. They're going to recognize you there, Brian.
Yeah. Well, it's Bashar country out here. I was telling Kyle that a lot because I think he's done a lot of events here. So a lot of people just recognize him here. But yeah, it's a small town feel. And people will recognize you because just the conversations that you hear at the grocery store are all about aliens, spirituality. Like the conversations are crazy,
right?
Just all over the place.
Lily, we need to talk to Lily about Mount Shasta because she's held events in Mount Shasta, and we were both looking at maybe using the high school or something, right? You've done events in Mount Shasta, right?
Yeah, so I do retreats there. I've done those for the last 3 summers. I'll be back there this summer, and I've been to quite a few conferences there as well. It's also a small town, but it's less known than Sedona. And I think Sedona is like a very fiery energy. It's a very accelerated energy. It can be like solar plexus, third eye, boom. And then Mount Shasta is incredibly activating, but it's a little bit of like a warmer, it reminds me of like Mother Mary giving you a hug. Like it's a very soft, compassionate, but then you also have the inner earth Lemurians who live in Telos, the Lemurian and Atlantean descendants, or even beings still live there that were alive during the cataclysm, because time is different there and they don't age like we do. And they look like these beautiful Lemurian beings. And I've had many interactions with them there. So the energy is just very, very incredible. I love Mount Shasta.
When I was there, as soon as I started sleeping on the first night, I was being contacted and guided, and people are talking to me, and it felt busy and wonderful. I could walking in the forest, the trees talk to you. Yeah. It's amazing. Yeah.
Just interviewed Ishmael Perez, and he said that the first place that open contact is going to happen based off of everything he's receiving is actually Sedona. So that's kind of cool. Maybe it'll happen out there.
I mean, it's happening all the time here. And, especially if you talk to some of the Native Americans who have been here for many years, they've had incredible experiences. Even I'm recalling one, I can't remember the man's name, but where he was just on a hike by himself and he went around the corner and there was this saucer ship. And I think it was a Pleiadian being who came out and greeted him and invited him onto the ship. I watched that video many years ago, but that happened in Sedona.
Yes. Wow. Yeah, I was just interviewing this guy, Lynn Buchanan, who was a military remote viewer. And when he was out in Sedona, he said that he was with 3 guys, and all of a sudden he saw this guy in the future, like in the distance, that did not look like a human. So he drove up to him, and it was an alien, but like cloaked in a military suit. And he said he got out of the car and he looked at him, and like all this love was just radiating from the alien to him. And he was just mesmerized, but he was able to ask the alien what he was doing. And he said, "I'm looking for material for my ship." And I guess there's some specific material he was looking for. But the military guy, when he looked back at his 3 partners, they were all like out. They were in like such a deep trance from whatever this guy was emitting that they were just out cold. So
where was that at?
It was a base there, like a military base
in Sedona.
Yeah.
So there's a base under Secret Mountain. There is a lot of military things going on here as well. So it's an interesting place. You've got a big cocktail of things happening because they're not dumb. They know about the vortexes. They know about the portals. So they're, of course, they're capitalizing on that and researching that as well.
Yeah. Yeah, so just to touch on a little more before we go on, we're doing a 3-day event for anyone listening in Sedona, and they're the most amazing events in the world. I don't know if you already mentioned this, but they're 3-day future self integration events. Where like day one, we primarily get everyone super high energy, and then day two, we meet your higher self, which based off of like the conversations we're having, like people currently going and meeting their future, their higher self, it might be different than it was in the past. For me, that's my experience. My higher self is beautiful, and I hadn't met him until I started doing these events with Brian. And then we meet our future self, which you go into the future and you imagine your dream life, you dream everything. And I can't tell you how quickly these things come to reality. Like my big thing was I
freaking cool, man.
More in my life, like for my group. Because I was just interviewing aliens all the time. I was my heart wants to like do heart coherence all the time, and now we're doing heart coherence like 7 days a week on my channel, which is just amazing, a dream come true. And then we meet our infinite self, which there's a version of everyone in the quantum that is the best at everything, you know. And so Brian and I have realized that like if you have a situation come up, say, you know, you want to do taxes and you hate taxes. Instead of just being like, I hate taxes, you tap into the version of you. You're like, you know what?
It's the truth.
That's the accountant in the world. And then you be that person. And then with ChatGPT, you can really become that person or whatever AI you use. And then on the last day, we teach people how to integrate. And Lily's going to be there doing sound healing and maybe
it's going to be amazing.
And then we also have Pia and Colin.
I'm so excited.
Couple that Brian recently met that channel together, which is wild.
This is going to be one of the coolest events. We're going to have so much fun, and we're going to get some Korean barbecue, my brother. They got to have it somewhere around there. She's got to scope it out for us because when we go, we always get good Korean barbecue. What's that?
You can't be saying it too much ahead of time because like now I need it.
See, I hear you.
All
right.
You know what I'm saying?
All right, but Japanese barbecue is acceptable if they don't have that. With something like that.
I'll look around for you guys.
All right. You can come. You know,
I'm telling you, we've now had 2 really good Korean barbecues in Maui and in New Jersey, right? And the one in New Jersey still is probably the best one. The one in New Jersey that we ate at was really amazing.
No, in LA, man. I love that first place we went to in LA.
The Japanese barbecue in LA was great. Yeah.
Amazing.
For sure.
And that was my first time. So it's like, you know, your first experience is sometimes like just magical.
When you come to Anaheim, we probably don't have time, but I should take you to Medieval Nights. You ever seen from the Jim Carrey movie where it's like where they have the knights and the horses and everybody eats around?
Dude. Yeah, we have something like that out here. I've never been, but I'd love to go.
Oh, you have one of those out there? Yeah.
Do we dress up?
No, you eat like you're at one of those feasts in the castle. You know, they totally they give you the cups and everything, and everybody sits around while the knights joust and sword fight, right? So
that's in Anaheim.
That's in Anaheim, right?
Dude,
right there. They have a pirate show too. I've never been to though. The pirate show.
Is anyone listening? We're actually going out to Anaheim next month, July 24th to 27th. So maybe if you go, you can come join us at the Knights table. You know, get some.
Yeah. And I don't know where we're definitely going to go to get some shabu. I think that's what I'm going to introduce you some really good shabu, man.
Yeah, the last time we were
shabu's like a Korean barbecue, but it's like with a hot pot going on. You know what I'm saying? With some,
I need to get back into the batter's box because that last time, Trav's son, dude, he turned off
the and
I ate a little food that wasn't cooked, and that's like my biggest fear is just like that.
He hasn't really eaten a lot of sushi, Lily. What's up with this? You'd think that Kyle would have been. I was shocked when I was like, "Let's go get some sushi," and he was like, "Oh, okay." And I could tell after I started talking to him that this man hasn't had enough sushi in your life, man. I mean, you gotta have some sushi in your life.
He's also an alien. Is just like a caveman. He worked for like a meat broker, Lloyd's Barbecue Ribs.
So that'll do it.
Eat meat. That was like my childhood. So I'm just coming out of the show.
Is Lily a vegetarian?
No, I was guided to do it for a little bit briefly. But no, I do. I mean, I eat meat. I exercise a lot, so I need to make sure I get, enough protein. But that's funny. The sushi thing, I actually didn't have it until about a year ago. I went my whole life without having sushi.
Me too.
All right. Well, if you guys maybe I got to take you to some good sushi, man. It's my favorite food. I've definitely had too much sushi in my life.
We
I
should-
like the
But that's raw,
vegetarian.
and you can't like it. You don't like raw, but I'm telling you, raw fish, if it's fresh, if it's super freshly just out of the ocean, it's so good, man. You don't like
Yeah.
oysters then?
Dude, I'll eat oysters, man, but it's like
Okay, because that's where
see
you're
them
from,
to be,
right?
like, cool, but it's like at the same time, I'm like, what am I doing slurping this thing down?
So you haven't had a good oyster then? I think you would have, right?
Well, I had some ones that made me feel a certain way, which I liked, but the actual
Yeah,
experience.
yeah. It can make you feel a certain way too.
Oh yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
It does. It's crazy, but yeah.
Aphrodisiac, they say. Yeah, it was
Right.
good.
Well, we
Interesting.
had some oysters in Maine when we did the main event. I had some. Those were really good.
Yeah.
They have like a sort of shaved ice that they flavor that you put over the oyster, so it's a perfect because it has that cold, makes it taste more fresh. That was good.
Oh,
No oysters for
Dude.
Lily.
My boys
All
in the crowd, Mosley Art. You know John Mosley, Lily.
Is he here right now? Yeah.
he's
Hi.
here. This dude's like the most amazing spiritual artist ever. Like he goes,
John Mosley. Hey, brother.
dude.
Good
Yeah,
to see you, man.
he just.
Yeah.
But he did. I have a bone. Actually, no, I don't. He said, "You guys are grossing me out." Me too, Sean. Me too.
Birria tacos in LA. That's right. Yes, the birria tacos are good. But I
I
don't
love.
like
I'll get down on some burrito tacos.
But okay, I don't want birria. Is it goat birria? Because I'll have beef birria, but a lot of times the birria is goat, and I'm not a big fan of the goat
What's
birria.
birria? What's birria?
It's like how do you explain it, Lily?
I think it's slow cooked in like an au jus type
in
beef.
an au jus type sauce, right? It's
Yeah.
What? Like, what are we cooking?
The
Is it
tacos, Mexican
Oh.
tacos. Yeah.
taco?
yeah.
But it's like next level stuff. You have to try it.
In LA and Southern California, the food trucks have these tacos that will blow your mind. They're like literal, like
I like
heavenly
tacos.
experiences just on the side of the road.
Nice.
You know?
Yeah.
Nice. Hey Lily,
yeah.
I'm curious, what's like happening? Like when you talk to your guides, what are they saying? You know about right now? Because I've interviewed some people that have said, you know, like July was going to be really intense, but then I've had some people that say right now is really intense. So what are you picking up on?
I mean, I'm definitely feeling it. So much has I'm feeling it. So much has happened, even just this last week. You know, with a lot of disclosures coming out, it's definitely being seeded in the collective very rapidly, and I feel like we're going towards a massive activation. I feel like we're already stepping into it, and then we have the summer solstice coming up next weekend as well, which is a big, essentially like a portal for manifestation, for renewal, for you know, whatever your goals are, for abundance. So the energies are already ramping up for that. And for me, what's been coming up a lot, besides like all of the disclosures and things coming out to the surface, there's a lot of very important conversations happening.
Yeah.
That are helping to move us forward, like the religious aspect and the ET aspect, all of that. But DNA activation has been coming up a lot the past couple of weeks. So I think this is actually super timely collab because of the work that you guys do. And, you know, I used to host meditations and activations on my channel every week. I don't do it as much, but it's so incredibly important right now because these codes are up for grabs and the energy is conducive to massive growth. So even if you're just working with affirmations, working with reprogramming your DNA, activating dormant parts of your DNA, I feel like we're in a massive, like I'm just seeing it like a spiraling portal that can really propel you in your personal journey. So I think, yeah, we're like in the middle. And you know, it's interesting. Every time in July, I feel like every time. So I've been in Mount Shasta the past 4 years. This would be the 4th year. Every time I'm there, something groundbreaking happens that just shifts everything. And when I was there 2 summers ago, we had a major event that happened. It was a major political event that happened. And there was an entire meeting. I was seeing ships going in and out of the mountain. There was literally a meeting happening that included all different factions of Galactics, council meetings. And they said that they were assessing the planetary consciousness with what had just happened and how it was being seeded into the collective, how we were responding to it, how our frequency was. And the next morning when I woke up, I got a message immediately from one of the Telosians, and they were like, humanity has essentially passed an initiation and we're ready to move on to the next stage. And that's happened. I feel like every time I'm in Mount Shasta, something crazy happens.
What's a Talashian?
What's that?
What's a Talashian?
Telosian. So those are
Telosians are the people inside the mountain at Mount Shasta.
Okay, cool.
Right?
I heard that they
And the thing
use
is-
clouds to hide coming in and out. Is that true? Like
I've got
cloud-
amazing
lenticular clouds. There's all these really fascinating lenticular clouds when you go to Mount Shasta.
Oh, yeah,
There's
you were
no way
saying.
of cloud formation would happen like that continuously on a regular basis, but only in Mount Shasta you see.
Nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, you need. I need to take you there, brother. I think that you'll like the experience. It's very unique. But I say in the summertime, that feeling of this forest and the sun in Mount Shasta is just so amazing.
Because this place I live right now, Situate, Mass, it's a spiritual vortex only during this time of the year. The winter, dude, it is brutal. But something happens when you walk down the street here during the summer. Everyone feels this. You feel like you're in the Matrix. Like everything looks more enchanting. It looks more alive. And you'll be like thinking of somebody. They'll text message you. Like you just are so synchronistic, harmonic, like kind of like.
Oh, look at that. There's the cloud. Look at that one.
Wow.
Like an inverted pyramid.
That can't even be a real cloud. Like a cloud couldn't make itself like that.
Yeah. It's just amazing. You know,
this was the first day of my first retreat that I threw in Mount Shasta.
Wow.
We woke up and we were like, oh my God. And it stayed all day. And there were multiple ships that came in and out. It's like they were loading and unloading. It was really interesting.
Wow.
It's really fascinating when the Rosicrucians. The Rosicrucians are an old order all the way back. And one of the most popular Rosicrucian that's amazing. Look at that. Look at that. Look at right.
They're literally like, and what mountain is that? Is that Mount Shasta?
Yeah, that's Mount Shasta.
Wow.
Yeah, I got some actually it went viral. I posted like a few of the pictures and then another account posted all of my Mount Shasta pictures and their post went super viral.
Wow.
But whatever. And this one is interesting because it kind of looks like a flying saucer is right above it.
Right.
And I'll zoom into it here. And it's just, this is directly above.
Directly.
I'm trying to, my ring light is kind of messing it up. But within those little bubbles, it looks like beings.
Right.
Really fascinating. Yeah, they cloak in the clouds.
The Rosicrucians, they're an old order that have old texts that have been writing forever. And one of the most popular writers has a book about the Telos and actually talks about real life sightings of people coming into the town and giving gold. These unusual looking people they would be hooded or cloaked a little bit, and they would come in and they would get stuff in the town, and they provide, because they're like scientists, kind of the way the Rosicrucians write. They're providing real incredible evidence that really convinced me, okay, there's something here, because you continue to hear other versions of this, and there have been multiple sightings of actual Telosians walking around. They're taller beings. They can kind of blend in a little bit. And so it's super. When I've seen into, I had a couple of moments when I was there, I could see into the mountain, and it was beyond anything. It just, the scope of it is just so huge. It's like Doctor Who. It's much bigger on the inside of the mountain than it is on the outside from what you can see in the mountain. It's vast. It's infinite, right?
Yeah, that's actually been depicted a lot. I just shared kind of this meme or graph about that recently, about some of the orbs that people are seeing are actually on the inside, they're much bigger. So you can see this smaller orb, but on the inside is a massive ship. It's like they're dilating space and time. I don't know exactly how they're doing it, but I could see how, and there's been accounts of people going into spaceships, and on the outside it looks smaller, but on the inside it's massive. It doesn't quite make sense to us, but I could see that occurring with Mount Shasta too. It's like time and space dilates. Everything kind of dilates and expands.
Clearly what's going on from multiple accounts is they create a field around the ship that they can change the physics, everything. They're not traveling in space like we would think. They're instantly just teleporting. Within that bubble, they can just resonance shift into the exact vibration of the place that you're at, and they instantly appear, and they have complete control of the physics. They can make themselves as small as an ant, as large as they want, because they have complete control of the physics inside the bubble, right? So some of these are like vast cities that are super small that we would not even know
Yeah, exactly. It's pretty amazing. And I have a photograph of what looked like, at first it looked like one light being that was appearing in front of me in this room. And when I zoomed in, it actually looked like you could see almost like stick figures. You can see arms and legs. So it was like a holographic light projection of what I believe was a group of Pleiadians, like projecting themselves into the room. I didn't see it with my eyes, but but I felt them there, and I got the nudge to take a picture, and I saw it on the picture. I might be able to pull it up, but yeah, arms and legs, like a whole group of them, but they were projecting in at smaller than what you would think. It's interesting.
They control the frame rate, so they can still appear, but they become invisible because there's so many frames in a single second, and like millions of frames for us in reality, but they can control the frame rate. So they're still physically right there. We just don't see them. Just like in a movie, how something blips really quickly when if somebody hit it in a frame. So that's why Lily can capture it with the camera, because she can capture the still moment in the frame, right? So
right. Exactly, but also because sometimes I'll see these beings with my eyes open, just to add on to that, but it's almost like a tracer. Like it's almost like I almost see them kind of like a tracer. It's because they're moving at like a higher frequency, a higher rate. So I just kind of, especially at your peripheral, you might be able to see that. But they're
the
mostly
best place
invisible.
to see them is the side glance, right? They tend to appear. So if you look to your side, they don't want you to see them sometimes. But right, what do you think?
Well, sometimes, it might scare us. So they kind of stay invisible. But also, I think for them to manifest into this reality completely, it could be tough on their bodies. So, and even tough on our bodies because of the frequency. They'd have to change the density of the room to manifest fully. So that could be quite shocking. So I think they're easing us into it with that, but also with the photography. So our visible spectrum of light, what we can see, is only about 1% of the whole light spectrum. So there's tons of stuff going on around us that we just can't see.
Lily, I'm curious here. Have you ever heard of the phenomenon of like one person seeing it, but others can't? Because when I went with Rick and Johnny Mosley, we went UFO hunting. We did the whole protocol CE5, and it was cool. But we were sitting there, and
beep, beep, beep.
like the Daniel Scranton thing, where he's like,
right.
So we were sitting there, and then we weren't like seeing anything, and then all of a sudden I see one, and it looks like it's moving like a fairy. It's like just like a bug would move, and I was like, guys, it's here, it's right there. And then they were like, what? I was like, no, right there. And they're like, no. And I was like, no, guys, like right there. And then it would like come close and then go away, and they didn't see it. I thought I was.
I've experienced that. Definitely. Where I've had my brother, so he used to give me so much crap. He doesn't so much anymore, because now I've got the receipts to prove it. Okay. I've got the receipts. But in the beginning, he used to give me so much stuff, and I would be talking to them. I'd be like, please just show him something. Please show him something. And literally instantly, he saw like 5 shooting stars or lights in the sky, but I was looking at the same sky and I could not see it. So, and then I got the message also that was for his frequency. So it was specific to him. So I've had it where I've seen something and somebody else couldn't, and vice versa. So that's definitely a thing also.
Nice. Now, Lily, what kind of content do you put out on your channel for somebody listening that might be new to your stuff? I know you do like updates and stuff like that. What else you got going on?
Sometimes I cover current events, and I kind of try to maybe like decode or look at the higher perspective or the energetics or the spiritual components behind what's happening within the collective, as well as what's the stage that we're in within, and I'll mix nice tips and stuff. Last week I covered DNA activation and gave some practical tips on that, because that's one of the main things that my star family taught me when I started having contact, was all about DNA activation. And I worked for a year really like working on my DNA, and I experienced the quantum leaps that you guys are talking about through working with my DNA. It's essentially talking to your cells, your body, meditation, frequency, vibration, affirmations, things like that, dipping into a quantum state where you can create, right? You're dipping into that like deeper state. And before that, I covered a little bit, Tulsi stuff, Gabbard, a little bit about what's going on with that, because the MK Ultra, I'm sure you guys, you've dived into some of the CIA documents, Brian.
Just did an episode on MK Ultra. Be sure to check it out. I did a deep dive on MK Ultra, man.
Okay, I'm gonna have to.
She and MK Ultra, Taylor Swift. I heard that recently.
No, the main guy that did it became like this hippie in the woods, and you could tell like he was trying to make up for his mistakes. It's the story of MK Ultra is interesting. We almost never heard about it. It was just like a little accounting error, a tiny little error they made in the paperwork.
Could you give us a little brief part of that story? Because I've never heard.
Well, I mean, the thing that people need to know about MK Ultra is they were experimenting on people's consciousness without their free will, and they were giving them psychedelics and sometimes worse.
Who's they?
The group that ran MK Ultra, which was an organization that was funded by the CIA, but as a black, it was not on record. People didn't know. They actually hired researchers all over the country. There's so many different documents that were destroyed. They experimented with indigenous forms of magic. They experimented with voodoo. I mean, the records show it was much more comprehensive than just the people doing psychedelics. They hired prostitutes to convince, they would hire prostitutes and bring them in, and then they would drop acid on them without them knowing. They would sit and document it, videotape every aspect, try to manipulate them, use different techniques. And it became like a form of a very, very strong and powerful form of, you could take somebody and completely manipulate them. You could turn them into an assassin. You could you could have them do your bidding in certain ways. And, it's, I has to be something like that that's still going on. Yeah. It's just 100%. It's always changed names multiple times. Yeah. But they've never, if something works, they're going to do it. In fact, the fact that they don't have an organization is probably because they figured out they don't need to research anymore. They already know. That's part of it. There's no research going on. They figured out exactly how they could make somebody do something, admit something. So a lot of times what we're seeing because of that, you clearly have to question, like, did this person really do this? Or was he manipulated into it? We have actors
like a lot of the shooters.
A lot of the shooters. Could have been somebody that's just set up like a pansy. Sometimes, a couple times, I've been like, that guy just doesn't look like he would be the one. And just out of the blue, he just does this, right? So it could have been that. You never know. I don't want to fall into that because then you don't know who you could trust. But
there's this guy out in Sedona named Dr. Hart, who's just like the most amazing man. I've talked to you about him. He's like the Willy Wonka of consciousness. But basically he does these like brainwave trainings, and he said that Delta, the military has used Delta brainwave training, and if they get like 100 guys in this training, they can actually go and imagine a target and that person will die, which is pretty crazy. So Dr. Hart only uses the training. He said he doesn't want any Darth Vaders out there. And so he's just like training the light, which is really cool. But I kind of thought it was crazy. And then I talked to Lynn Buchanan, who was a military remote viewer. And that's what he would do, not kill people, but he would spy on people through remote viewing. And he would get hit like the right answer every single time, which is pretty epic.
Yeah. So there's a lot of disclosure with that coming out. Well, and with the, our minds are so powerful. So we really have to learn how to use them. Even if you're somebody who, especially if you're starting to tap into your light worker capabilities, to your gifts, and you sit there and you talk terrible about somebody, that could be technically a form of dark magic and manipulation. So
it's the truth.
Yeah. So be mindful, because especially as content creators, like, we can feel that. Okay. People can feel that. So you just need to be mindful as you're stepping into your power, and activating all these gifts and abilities. But there's a lot that you can do with consciousness. So I think that's something else that we're learning, is discernment and how to responsibly use our gifts and use these sorts of things. It's called like remote remote. It's almost like remote manipulating. But I know somebody who has gotten into that, and I'm like, I'm good on that because I don't think you should be manipulating any sort of situation like the stock market or whatever. I've heard that people have actually had bad experiences or bad karma that's happened to them from trying to manipulate for financial gain. Things like that, and where you're like trying to manipulate a whole market. I'm not saying where you're stepping into that version of you that can accept and receive money. That's two very, very different things. But yeah, and the MK Ultra files, it's a dark topic, but it definitely, I do believe that many methods of that are still playing out to this day. Not to put any fear into that, but you become aware of it, and then you can say no, and then you can have better discernment and just be aware of the signs. And so I covered that recently because there was supposed to be a hearing in May, and then it got canceled. So that would be a big part of disclosure about what's been going on, but they're not letting that one out of the bag yet. But it might come out at the end of June or July. Hopefully, we'll see.
Yeah,
Lily, what have you learned about protecting your energies? What have they taught you about protecting your energies?
Strong energetic boundaries is incredibly important. You can do like a protective bubble, visualizing light. You can also do like a protective grid around your home. And don't do any of this out of fear, especially as we're becoming more empathetic. I went through some difficult training where the star beings turned my empathy all the way up to where I literally things pained me. Because I would look at something and I would feel the energy that was around it. Or I would look at somebody like in the movie, Disclosure Day, I would look at somebody and I would see what they were feeling and what they were thinking. Right. And it was overwhelming, extremely overwhelming. So they did that to me it only lasted for about a day, to teach me all of the energies going on around. And then they taught me how to, then I turned back down and kind of went to normal. But they taught me how to just set strong energetic boundaries. You can do like a Merkaba activation and shielding technique each day. If you feel you've got some wonky energies looking at you or you want to be invisible, do a little exercise where you put the Harry Potter invisible cloak over you or whatever, or ask your field to protect, to cloak itself if you're going into, I don't know, say like a Walmart or some sort of like weird, some place where there's kind of weird energy. So that would be one. Shungite helps block EMF. Yeah, so crystals can help, and it's really about detoxing from parasites and metals also. Very big part of it, because the metals and the nanotech is a way that sort of and the parasites, they can control your thoughts. Bad gut bacteria can also control your thoughts. So doing like normal detoxes is also a really good way just to keep your field and your body clear. And yeah, that just strengthens your field. So those are kind of just some basic quick tips.
Brian, have you ever heard of Spooky 2? I just interviewed this guy and it was mind blowing.
I haven't heard of Spooky 2.
Yeah, no. So he basically uses scalar frequencies as well as plasma frequencies. So he can get like a specific consciousness level in your house through these different things that broadcast, and it's real. But the other thing that this guy is so brilliant, John White. But the other thing he was able to do is he can create frequencies of peptides that basically act as a peptide, and it does the exact same thing. So he knows how to create substances and peptides. Any peptide, any substance, create through this frequency, and like the frequency will actually know where in your body needs that peptide. So there's no like you can't like overdose or like abuse it. It does it perfectly, and so I think that's like the healing of the future, like it's
frequency, 100%. That's a big part of it. And cultivating a positive frequency in your environment within you, the sound healings, that can help propel a lot too, because it can't exist in the same space if that's the dominant frequency.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of Rife? It's this guy back in the day.
Frequencies, yeah.
It's that technology, but he moved because they kicked him out of New Zealand. They've like really tried to ban his stuff, which means it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that I think that there's a place on Instagram, iPyramid. I think I get the exact name. These guys that make these pyramids with crystal that you can plug in, and it starts to broadcast an energy through that. You put the crystals inside the pyramid, and he has these. You can have one as big as your bed. It has like a crystals inside, and he plugs it in, and it just broadcasts out a frequency, right? I've been so tempted. It's like a big investment, but I would love to have like a pyramid just broadcasting while I sleep, right?
We can get you a discount, dude, you know? Now,
yeah, maybe.
I'm curious, either of you heard about...
See, that's what I'm talking about right there. Look how beautiful that is.
This isn't from iPyramid.
Oh, but you know who it's iPyramid. It's not from him, but yeah. But that the flower of life with a Sri Yantra border is fantastic.
Yeah, and there's a crystal in here with copper wrapped around it.
Right. So I love that when they do that, right?
Have you guys heard about the pyramids activating? Because I've a bunch of people that are like channels have said that lately, like that there's pyramids activating and there are more more pyramids than we ever thought about. Like yeah.
I still do what they say in the Law of One. In the Law of One, they say put a pyramid under your bed. Right where you sleep, under the bed. It's broadcasting up. And sometimes I'll put it under my chair. You know.
What about over you?
Over you too, if you can. But the point is where there's a broadcast coming up. So in the Law of One, they're talking about you can put them around you. Just having them around you is important. It's a focal point of energy, even on a small scale. It's a big deal.
Then what were they broadcasting with the big pyramids? Like, what were they like? Was it intergalactic?
I think that there's ongoing multiple different accounts for that. I'd love to hear Lily's first, what she knows about it.
You're asking what are they broadcasting from
about the pyramids? Yeah,
big pyramids. Yeah.
Let me just see if I can kind of tune into that a little bit. I'm seeing waves of transmissions coming from the stars, and I believe astronomical or astrological alignments, receiving codes and information. I'm seeing a dragon too. There's been a lot of talk about like these dragon lineages activating and dragons that work with the ley lines. That might sound kind of silly, but a lot of people are having experiences with them. So I'm seeing a dragon also, and I'm seeing a portal. So this is creating like a portal or a pathway as well. The portal I'm seeing is underground, and I'm seeing this emerald green flame, which is interesting because I just tuned into what's under the Sahara Desert for my Patreon group the other day, and I was seeing this emerald green flame. I'm thinking this has to do with like the ancient Emerald Order. But yeah, I'm seeing kind of like this portal underground. So it seems to be like a channel that's being created for these codes coming in, ascension codes, basically. To summarize it is what I'm being shown.
You know what you were saying about the ley lines, it's fascinating with the dragons. When I interviewed the Z's, Lee Harris's being, I asked the Z's directly. I was like, what are you guys doing between writing all these books? And they said, we hang out at the ley lines and we have a symbiotic relationship with them where our energy is dependent upon going down to these ley lines and getting energy. But the ley lines energy is also dependent on us doing this.
Yeah.
So weird flow that I was like, oh, damn, that's like super cool. Like,
that's amazing. That's similar to what I see. It's a symbiotic relationship. And that also includes the sun. And I was also seeing a black hole at one point where we're sitting and receiving information as well that's being transmitted to like our DNA, and then we've got the sun, and then that's also impacting the earth. So it's like we're in this symbiotic relationship where the shifts that are happening within us are triggering other events to occur, which is then triggering us more. It's like a back and forth. It's like a dance.
Yeah.
I told you, Kyle, in the last house I lived in, I was on a ley line. And so it was like hard for me to unplug from it. I needed to move, but it was almost an addictive sort of energy. I wanted to stay there so bad. You know, I mean, it was hard for me to let go of.
I'm on a ley line right now.
You're on a ley line right now?
Because when I was in Maine, I was on a ley line, and I would go out in the back behind my house. And, I can't say that I wasn't on any plant medicine or stuff like that, but I would see fairies in the trees.
Yeah.
They're really there.
There are there.
Yeah, they're really there, man.
Right.
No, they're not. But no.
You remember Rachel when she talks to the fairies? I gave a gift to the fairies. They love it. You know what I mean? Give a gift to the fairies today. Go and pick a place and leave a gift for them. They love it. They're so cool. The fairies are so cool, man.
I would just give deep thanks because I love this spot so much. Like every day in gratitude, I would give like so much thanks. And then whenever I had to move and find a new place, like a place would, and it always still happens, a place would magically appear and it would be on another ley line.
Right.
So
we've already crossed 700, man. This is one of our best days live. I love it.
Lily, you're so famous.
Yeah. Lily brings the heat.
Jam packed. Like, showing up. The rowdy crowd.
Man. Oh,
the
man.
rowdy crowd. Yeah, I know.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. No, this is Lily's been amazing. Is there do you have a meditation or something that you can recommend if we wanted to experience? Do you have a particular meditation that's your favorite that you've done, Lily?
Oh, let me see. I'm trying to think. So a lot of the ones that I was doing previously would be I'd do a little talk in the beginning and then I would do the activation. So I mean I have a whole playlist. Some of my good ones, I've got a quick Merkaba light body activation. But you know what I would really recommend? The Violet Flame transformation meditation.
Right.
Yeah, I have a 16-minute one. The Violet Flame is really a very high frequency ray that can transmute and transform everything. I put it in the chat right there, but you can also look up Lily Nova Violet Flame. And yeah, I've got a pretty popular 16-minute one.
I love that. I'm a junkie for meditations. Now, isn't it as a fellow meditator that's created meditations on YouTube? I love to talk to just a fellow meditator. Isn't it just a piece of art? Every time you do a meditation, it feels to me like when I do a painting. It can never repeat it, and there's all these little elements to it, and sometimes you hit the marks, and sometimes but it's such a fascinating genre almost of creation. To create a meditation is so exciting and fun, right?
Yeah, I would have to agree with that. So there was a time where I did, you can find this on my Star Origins playlist, but I went through all of the main ET races and did a meditation with them to help people connect with their energy. And that was some of my favorite. I've also done like a chakra series and stuff like that. But it really is. It's like a work of art. And whenever you get into the flow, like I actually I rock back and forth because it's just kind of this channel of energy that's coming in. And I do believe it is like a work of art. And when you are doing the guided meditations, you get into that space as well. And it's pretty powerful.
It's so cool to do the meditation because I go into that state of meditation with them. I'm connecting it that it's a form of meditation for me too when I'm doing the guided meditation. I wish I could explain it to people, but to be the catalyst in the environment, you still feel a part of it. Not more and more when we do those live meditations at the event, it becomes this energy exchange that occurs that I wish I could describe with appropriate words.
It amplifies too, especially when you have a group that's doing it at the same time with the same intention. Like it's insane what you can achieve and how elevated and amplified it becomes. It's pretty incredible.
Yeah. Well, at some point we're going to try to, we need to break the Guinness Book of World Records and do one gigantic worldwide live in person, if we can, meditation. I think we could do it. What is the Guinness Book of World Records? Let's find that out. And let's see if we can cross the territory and maybe, I would like to hit 1 million meditators.
Yeah.
All at the
that
same
would shift
time.
the planet.
You see, when we can just do a little ad with Lily saying that right now, where she says that would shift the planet, and we can get it going. We need to let's do that. Let's commit to that in the next few years. We will facilitate the largest meditation to ever happen ever. Right? The world shift or something. We'll figure it out. So it has to be sort of a universal. World peace doesn't work because I've tried to do a big world peace. It's got to be more. It's got to be something. It's got to be a portal we're walking through. It's got to be something. But we can't make it complicated.
That's a massive. Lionsgate is a massive meditation bay and portal. And people get excited about Lionsgate.
Right? Yeah.
Lionsgate, I found the most effective way to rally a lot of people is actually after something happens. like
Yeah.
where that like people really come together when there's like, you know, things that happen like in the world, whether
A
that
hurricane or
Yeah.
that's true.
that's like the
Yeah.
best time to really move a lot of energy, I think.
Right. If we could all commit to a new earth, a million of us seeing into the fourth density, opening ourselves to love and understanding, we could all do it and hold the vision together. I think that it would be what we need to cross the bridge. I mean, we
We
just
can
need that
definitely do it.
social memory complex to form where everybody becomes one. In those moments, I think that we could be the carrier wave. Like it's so exponential that you can't help it just because you're tuning into it. Suddenly, boom, it happens and everybody crosses over. Right?
Let's go. Really, what do you think about Brian and I's Saturday vibe? Like,
Yeah, thanks for joining the Saturday vibe. Yeah,
build it out where we just every Saturday we shoot the breeze, bring in somebody cool, you know. How'd it
I
feel?
think that's fun.
Yeah, nice.
yeah.
Cool.
So, do you have a favorite movie other than Disclosure Day that you'd like to? We always talk about movies.
Oh, movies. Oh, goodness. I mean, The Matrix comes up first.
Gotta love The Matrix. Yeah.
Yeah. The Matrix teaches you a lot. This is going down like, you know, the rabbit hole, but They Live was good. Have you seen that?
I love They Live. Have you seen? Oh, Kyle hasn't seen They Live.
I'm so.
Oh, you got to see it, brother.
Yeah.
Imagine suddenly you get a pair of sunglasses, you put them on, and then you can see certain people are not who you think they are. But you can only identify them, and even the signs change. The signs around change. You realize there's this whole other world, these other people that are totally like in control, right? You know what I'm saying? They Live. It's just so badass.
Yeah, so you can see you can see beyond, you can see through the veil of illusion essentially with these glasses. It's a movie from the 80s, but definitely
from the 80s. It's got some cheesy 80s effects and some really funny fight scenes, you know, but
complex is going to be like, Brian? Like,
what's that?
Isn't that what the social memory complex is
the
like?
Social memory complex is like what we see with the girl in Disclosure Day, where she knows everything about everybody. She has just this instant knowing, you know what I mean? But it's not just her. It's a whole group of people that are all the same, and they can feel into everybody. And it's like while they're still individualized and they can do what they want, and they're instantly connected to everyone else. So what happens is everybody's going to be able to see into your closet. If you have skeletons in your closet, they're going to know, right? Yeah. But they also, you're going to see into theirs, and we're going to go through this period. We're going to realize, and there's the sort of forgiveness period, and when we come out the other side, when everybody is cool with each other and they accept each other, you know, on all levels, then there's this living thing that starts to become what the planet is. That's what Law of One really explains, and so many other channelers that it's obviously there's something to that. It's an element of almost every channeling, right?
Yeah, I think it's happening. I feel like a way stronger, like, you know, truth detector, I guess, where like bullshit just like, dude, you're clearly lying.
You know what we got to do, like we did with Natalie Namaste with Lily, we need to ohm together. We got to ohm together. So join us, we're going to ohm, and we're going to try to find our wavelength together. All right,
right now
let's do it.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's get Do you see the wavelengths? They just start modulating together like clocks in a room. Like our three wavelengths come together as one just right now.
It's just like on the third time that the wave.
It's on the third time you catch the wave on the third. We can keep going. Yeah. So
that's what it feels like. Right? This is kind of what it feels like.
Yeah. It's kind of like when you have two sound crystals that you ring off together. Do you notice how you can see the sound kind of meld together? Like when they're both together, that the sounds in the room, and they start sort of reverberating against each other. And they become one sound, right?
Fascinating. Yeah. And the ohms are really great for getting everybody into coherence if you're going to be doing a CE5 also, or like initiate contact. It really helps kind of get you all synchronized.
We should do a quick Ohm at our events, just like a
I
quick,
think we should ohm.
absolutely.
We do the primal scream, which is great to
So
everybody to primal scream, but we got to do the ohm. We'll do some ohming. Yes.
nice. Hey Lily,
Yep.
did you know that there's a like a musician named Lily Nova? I was looking up one of your content
Is
one.
there?
I saw like it was like all this chick singing, and I was like, oh,
Yeah, I did see her. I have seen her before. I peeped her out.
nice.
Wow.
And I think the website lilynova.com was already taken by an artist. So
Oh man.
Was it her or a different one?
no, it was somebody else, I think. Maybe not. I don't know.
Isn't it interesting when we look up our doppelganger, the ones that when we look up our name and there's like the other Brian Scott. There's like a NASCAR guy, and then there's actually another musician. Then there's another Kyle Boyd out there. There's a couple Kyle Boyds. Have you seen them? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny, man.
A couple Dr. Kyle Boyds out there.
Do you think like that everybody has an absolute doppelganger that's not genetically related? Like somebody somewhere out there, there's somebody that looks exactly like you. I think there might be some truth to this. I mean, it's 10 billion people or something like that, right? There's probably somebody that looks. I mean, it might be hard. The odds to find it.
People used to think that I looked like the crazy redhead from the Wedding Crashers.
Oh, wow.
I don't look like it as much anymore, but back in high school and my hair was a little bit more strawberry blonde, I definitely used to look like Isla Fisher.
Yeah.
Isla Fisher, right? So you're really a redhead or no?
Well, my hair, it kind of like in the sun, it shines more reddish, but
oh wow,
I'm like a strawberry blonde brunette. My hair color
is the best.
Yeah, my hair is very interesting.
Yep.
Very cool.
Yeah, I got some highlights in it right now, so I look a little bit more blonde. But
right. Well,
I wanted to touch on.
I had hair, so what's that?
What'd you say?
When I had hair, I was blonde. So until until it was gone, right?
Yeah. I was gonna say Contact was a great movie also, and Arrival, like there were some people saying in the chat, absolutely love that. And then Dune 1 and 2 are incredible, and that's all about like mixing the bloodlines to find the perfect combination, which this is a lot about bloodlines and genetics and DNA, right? But they mix the bloodline to create basically the person who can access their third eye and access seeing the past, present, and future and all these timelines. It's pretty crazy. So there's a lot of disclosure in those films as well. Just to jump on
absolutely love those. Are great. And the thing about Arrival that's so interesting is their language goes beyond time and space, so that when they finally learn the language, they're able to connect to the past and the future because of language. And there's a point in that movie that people haven't talked about, and that is how language creates our reality. The language that we speak is creating time and space for us. We don't even notice. A good example of this is the way, like my wife is from Mexico, so she speaks Spanish. So you can see how Spanish totally changes her entire worldview, because every word has to be genderized, right? Everything has to be hermoso, hermosa. There's an or o on every word, so she's constantly thinking through that filter, right? And so language is changing who we are, right?
Yep. And as we become more telepathic, we are accessing more of those quantum like the quantum field.
You got to.
There's a bride and a groom outside, and
there's a bride and a groom. Oh, you got to go, man.
It's not normal, so I got to go check it out.
I didn't even know you could go remote, man. We got to see the bride and the groom. You got to tell them that we have 600 people watching. Oh, look at that! Look at his front yard. My God, what the hell? Oh my God!
You see them? You see them? You see them out there?
Go talk to them.
They're probably using your yard for pictures. Oh, he's losing service.
I think we lost it. We lost you,
go
brother.
talk to him?
Yeah, go talk to him.
You might lose service, though.
Can you lose service? Will you lose service?
You know what I could do? I could connect to my my hotspot.
Yeah, man.
And see if I can go talk to him. If you really want to get a live.
That the whole world is watching them, and we got to know, because we saw this. And what is the symbolism of? What's the synchronicity of this?
Yeah, no.
In a field, Literally, the quantum field is in front of, so it's symbolic of the field. It feels dreamlike right now. There's a bride and a groom, right?
Divine masculine, feminine. And somebody put in the chat, perfect for crop circles. I agree. That field does look perfect
Yes.
for crop circles.
It is. It's a perfect, dude. You got to go out and bust out some crop circles just to, just to do it.
Did I lose
Wouldn't
you?
that be? What, we still see you, yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna walk out there.
Did you grab your Wi-Fi router on the go?
I have a hotspot on my phone.
Okay.
Let me get close to them, and then I'll turn back on. Actually, you know what? You guys can get a ocean view here.
You got it. It's a nice cloud shot in the back. It's good background. This is the new house you just moved into.
No, I actually am here for 7 more days, and I haven't looked for a new spot yet because I love
Oh
it
yeah,
here.
yeah. You're the nomad.
No, you know what the thing is? I do this thing where it's just like I know I'm gonna find the most amazing spot with ease,
Right.
and so that's just kind of what it is. You know what I mean? Like I'm not worried about it. I'll look for something probably the day before I have to move.
What? I
know,
can never
I
do that, dude. I'm
Brian's
2 months
up-
out, man. Yeah. I'm planning that. There's no way I could move all my books, man. It's just not going to happen. You know
All
what I'm
right,
saying?
so we've arrived at the ocean.
Wow. Give us some of those
Oh
ocean.
wow!
tours.
Look at that. Damn, dude.
Yeah, that's
An
amazing.
ocean in front of a field. How symbolic is that? You got a wave in front of a field.
This is gonna be crazy, but I'm going in.
Going in.
I'm going in. We're going for it.
We're going for it. We still got you, man.
Ask them if
You
they
know,
have any
you-
words.
It looks like a beautiful day too. You live on Cape Cod. Somebody asked.
Right. I'm not trying to interrupt, but I'm on some big YouTube thing, and we like do a lot of manifestation and magical stuff, and we just saw you guys out here, and so I just could you guys just say hi to them real quick? No, all right, no worries, no worries.
No, we got rejected. Oh,
yeah,
well,
yeah,
tell them.
no,
Tell them
I
the
think
best
so.
of blessings. The whole world blesses you. Thank you.
Oh, they're having a moment.
Oh man, maybe we were rude. So
Hey, you know, we tried, but
we got a glimpse though. You're right. I did get a
you know,
glimpse.
he's just trying to be with his lady.
Yeah.
They're having a
All right.
special moment, and I just come up like a wild man. Like,
You probably scared them.
I go, hey, could you guys talk to people on YouTube? He goes, no.
So he didn't sound like he was angry though. No.
Huh?
All right. He
No,
wasn't
no,
mad or anything like that, right?
No, he probably paid like $5,000 for the pictures he's taking right now.
Are they taking pictures? That's so funny.
Yeah. They're in the middle of pictures.
Perfect place to take pictures. You live in a place where people want to come and take pictures, my brother.
Yeah. it's pretty cool.
That's beautiful.
Is that Cape Cod? Where are you at?
I'm
where
in
you-
Situate, Mass, which is a hidden
Situate? Okay.
spiritual
Same place
vortex.
you were saying. Yeah.
This is what I was talking about, man. Like during this time of year, you might just have a bride and groom in your backyard. You know,
Hmm. Right.
kind of what it is. Hey there, how
Right.
you doing? I see you out here every day. Yeah, good life, right? Hey, you want to say hi to my friends? Say hi.
Sure. Hi.
Oh, can I say
Hello.
hi?
Hi.
How are you?
Nice to meet you. Hello.
Hi.
Oh, there you are.
Where are you guys?
I'm in California.
Oh, I love
I'm
that
in
heart.
Sedona,
In where?
Sedona,
Sedona?
Arizona.
How is it out there? Hot, hot, hot?
It's hot. Yeah, it's hot. Not that much water.
No.
Yeah.
You got a beautiful view.
Oh,
I see you out here every day. I'm
I
glad I
love
got
it.
to meet you.
I'd be out there every day too.
Nice to meet you. I love that heart necklace you have there. That's really cool.
Oh, thanks.
Aw.
That's for my baby girl.
Of course, Kyle meets somebody with a heart necklace.
Yeah.
Yeah, she said bye.
Bye. That's so funny.
Kind of cool. It might have just opened up a whole new form of YouTube for me. Where I just go
I was
meet
just I was just
You do need
thinking.
to go for walks like that. I think that is good. It made me want to go to like some deep places in California with my phone. I'm tempted to do it now. It's cool.
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
You could
Right?
definitely do that in Sedona and meet interesting characters. Probably almost every single person that you walk up to.
Oh yeah, maybe we'll do a live in.
No, we're definitely gonna do a live in Sedona for sure. So you're gonna stay some extra days, right, brother?
Yeah, of course. Sorry,
Yeah.
sorry, everybody, that I got rejected from the bride and groom. I tried my best,
No,
but-
yeah, well, that's also symbolic, man. We're gonna have to play that out. We're gonna have to take it to the chair and figure out what all that means. So
You know what? That's what I'm gonna have to do.
yeah.
It means
didn't
ease
want to
them
hear
up a little bit first. You got to butter them up a little bit.
You got to walk through the quantum field if you want to get to that place.
You know
gotta
what?
walk
Yeah, I
through
was
the
kinda
field.
like felt too much pressure. So
Yeah.
I went right in, wicked hot. Didn't
So
even say
right there
hello.
on the edge of the ocean of consciousness and through the quantum field, you will find the bride and groom, my brother. It's
I
all
didn't
right
even say
there.
hi. I was just like, can you?
I know
talk
you
to
did
me?
come in hot. You should have said, "Hey, how's it going?" We congratulate them, something like that. You
Yeah.
could
I'll
said
keep
that at
working
least.
on it, so work on it. It's the first time I've went live on my feet, so I'll get there.
Look at that background. You should do an interview from there. Look at that. Like you're in Kansas or something without the ocean right there. You look like you could be Midwest or something.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
beautiful. I've actually never been east. The most east I've been, well, I've been to Florida, but besides that, like Chicago, I haven't been
Chicago.
anywhere.
Do it
Yeah.
during this time of year. I swear to you, there's nowhere nicer on the East Coast. I really believe that. It's just
Nowhere nice.
Nowhere nicer. Nowhere nicer
Oh,
than
no.
that.
And right there. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
no. Situate's the nicest place on the East Coast this time of year.
Yeah.
It's-
What about North Carolina or Asheville?
I've
Yeah.
been there. I like this better, honestly, but I'm biased a little bit. I've
Mhm.
been to South Carolina. There's this place called Kiowa Island. Has anyone ever heard of that?
I've heard of that,
Basically,
yeah.
Kiowa Island is so sweet because the developer, like I was big in environmental science, but the developer, like this guy basically founded the island, and he said that I'm going to develop a subdivision where you can't see any of the homes from like the street because I want it to be so blend in with the earth. And
Mhm.
so you get everywhere by like trails, and then the homes are literally like in the trees. And it's one of my favorite places. I'd say that's probably nicer than Scituate, honestly. But
Yeah,
Wow.
no.
That's
No, it's-
amazing.
all right, well, is there
it-
anything else we got to cover? I mean,
Can you explain the accent? Can you explain, like, okay, I'm fascinated by accents in the United States. You got the Southern accent, you got the Massachusetts accent, which is so different, right? It's so
Oh,
different,
hear it?
So
you think?
I can hear it a little bit with you. Yours is not as strong as some
Yeah,
people
yeah.
I've met. But it's interesting. Like when I lived in Flagstaff,
Mhm.
there's no Arizona doesn't have an accent. It's accentless, right? When I lived in Arizona, right? But in
Love
Massachusetts, man,
Flagstaff.
yeah, Flagstaff was amazing.
Mhm.
But in general, it's weird how certain accents pick up in certain areas of the United States. My sister moved to Minnesota and then suddenly started speaking in the Minnesotan accent. The Minnesotan accent, like the whole thing. Like so people, you can change your accent. It can like you pick it up, right?
Yeah. In some places, because not many people come to Mass and then pick up a Mass one. Like I haven't noticed that too much, but I have seen it with other places like Minnesota, where they're like all of a sudden
Right.
Canadian,
Hey, yeah.
Right. What is the most annoying of all the accents? What would you say?
Oh, I don't want to say because if
Yeah,
somebody,
okay, then don't say.
Yeah,
Yeah, probably best.
People are gonna get mad at us.
you know who you are.
It's amazing that the New York and Massachusetts accent are totally different.
Oh,
Very
yeah.
close in proximity, but completely different accents, right?
That's a completely different place in the world that we don't really like. In the sports world, we don't like to associate with them.
Right. You guys are not like, no.
But yeah, I've grown a little bit beyond that, but they're still just a completely different human.
Yeah. Man, this was so cool. It was so cool to have Lily on. Thank you for coming on and talking about all this stuff at the perfect time to talk about Disclosure Day. And what the website is Lily Nova. What's the website again? Lily?
LilyNovaContact.com.
LilyNovaContact.com. And you offer coaching as well?
I haven't been doing one-on-one so much recently because I've got a lot of retreats and things. But I do have workshops and activations, DNA activation kit, psychic development class with an activation, how to connect with your star family, ancestral healing, cord cutting, and karma clearing sessions like that available on my website. And then I also do Patreon. I think I'm going to be moving over to a school community at some point too, but I've got Patreon right now. And yeah, I'm on YouTube almost every Sunday, but I'm on YouTube pretty much weekly, and I post a lot of updates. And sometimes I'll cover recent events, and then I'll kind of look about tune in to see what's going on underneath the layers, as well as meditations and things like that.
Nice.
Beautiful. I love it. Thank you so much for coming on. You're the best. This has been awesome. Everybody go out and have the most amazing Saturday. Live in the new earth right now. Go out and every moment, just like, find that vibe. Right now, you can choose to have the best day, and you can create it right now. It doesn't take anything. I don't care what you're going through. Right now, you can have the best day. Just go out and love it, live it. Now's the day, right?
Yeah,
Beautiful message. Beautiful message.
Welcome to the reality revolution. Talk to you all soon.
guys.
Bye.
Hey, it's Brian Scott. So before you go, November 20th through the 22nd in Sedona at Bell Rock in the Vortex, 3 days of pineal gland activations, quantum jumping, future self merging. I'm using a special retrocausal technique where you merge with your future self based on real quantum physics that creates the most drastic and profound changes that you could ever imagine. The Earth is going to do half the work in the Vortex. Tickets are in the description. Space is very limited. You can go to the link, click the link, or go to www.brianscottlive.com/Sedona-2026. Sedona, Arizona, November 20th through the 22nd. There's early bird pricing available. There's discounts on rooms available. Get your ticket now. Click on the link now. I can't wait to see you there.